5-minute charging. That's about how long it takes to fill your gas tank in a gas station.
Showcasing ultra-fast charging cars, a whole new lineup of...
In the time it takes you to grab a coffee, scroll through your text, or curse at a stubborn shoelace, BYD's new Super E platform can cram 250 miles of range into your electric car. No exaggeration. 5 minutes. That's 4 times faster than Tesla's Model Y, and it's not a science fair project either. It's already rolling out in the wild, under the hood of BYD's new Han L and Tang L models. This isn't just another upgrade. It's a full-on redefinition of what an electric car can do. And behind this thunderclap innovation is a company that's not just keeping up with Tesla anymore. It's charging ahead, powered by 800,000 minds, $107 billion in sales, and a technology fish pond that never stops rippling. Let's dive into how BYD is flipping the script and leaving Tesla and most of the auto industry gasping for breath. BYD's Super E platform is a technological sledgehammer. It operates at a mind-bending 1,000 volts and 1,000 amps, delivering a brute force 1 megawatt of charging power. To put that in perspective, Lucid Motors, which prides itself on high-end EV engineering, can only push 400 kilowatts at its fastest chargers. In practical, non-lab coat terms, BYD's setup drops the 20 to 80% charge window from a solid 15 to 18 minutes, already considered impressive, down to a coffee-grabbing 5. Picture this. You pull up to a megawatt station, stretch your legs, grab a macchiato, and by the time you pop the lid, your car is ready to hammer out the same distance a gas guzzler does on a full tank. For anyone who's ever twiddled their thumbs in a supercharger queue, that's not just an upgrade, it's a revolution. Sure, Tesla sparked the global EV fire, but BYD has strapped on rocket boots. In 2024, BYD pulled in a jaw-dropping $107 billion in revenue, a 29% leap over the previous year, and for the first time ever, outpaced Tesla in battery electric vehicle BEV deliveries, moving 1.7 million pure electric units. If you needed proof that the tide was turning, look no further than BYD's stock price, which soared over 40% in just the first quarter of 2025. Today, BYD isn't just one of the world's top 10 automakers by volume, it's a heavyweight contender in ambition too. Deals with global fleets like Uber and a dominating share in EV-crazed Norway, where over 90% of new car sales are electric, prove BYD isn't just flexing its muscles at home in China, it's building an empire. What's the secret sauce behind BYD's relentless march? They call it the technology fish pond. It sounds whimsical, until you realise it's a tidal wave of 800,000 employees, tens of thousands of whom are engineers. Every day, somewhere in this pond, teams are dreaming up blade batteries that laugh off punctures, or crafting Atkinson cycle hybrid engines that can sip a whisper-thin 2.9 litres per 100 kilometres when the battery tapers off. BYD holds more than 25,000 patents across batteries, semiconductors, drive motors and software. And they build all of it themselves. That vertical integration isn't just for control freaks, it's a lethal advantage. It slashes cost and tightens quality, and lets BYD innovate faster than competitors who still outsource half their souls. All that futuristic tech isn't just cocktail party trivia either, it's real-world awesome. Thanks to BYD's hybrid and plug-in models, drivers can run errands all week on pure electricity, then kick into ultra-efficient gas mode for those epic road trips, pushing a jaw-dropping 2,100 kilometers on a single cycle. And if you're smart enough to slap some solar panels on your roof, your fuel costs can crash to as low as 80 cents per gallon equivalent, or flat out zero if you're harvesting enough sunlight. Meanwhile, maintenance practically evaporates. Forget oil changes, coolant leaks, or exhaust repairs. Electric vehicles have fewer moving parts than a grandparent's rotary phone. Your garage stops smelling like burnt motor oil and starts smelling like, well, nothing at all. Just fresh air and victory. Of course, a lightning-fast car is only as good as the plug you can stick it into. Here's the catch. Megawatt charging stations aren't everywhere yet. China, unsurprisingly, is pulling the trigger, planning to deploy over 4,000 megawatt class chargers. But elsewhere, not so much. In the US, only about 22% of DC fast chargers even break 350 kilowatts, let alone touching megawatt speeds. And then there's the awkward reality of politics. A 100% tariff on Chinese EVs means you won't be seeing Han-Els or Tang-Els prowling American highways anytime soon. For now, American drivers are stuck riding the turtle until infrastructure and trade policy catches up. But elsewhere, BYD's megawatt dream is already taking root. In Norway and the UK, and across parts of Europe where Chinese EVs aren't shackled by punitive tariffs, BYD's technology is slipping in. Sometimes rebranded, sometimes partnered with local players, but unmistakably present. New fast charging stations are sprouting not just on lonely highways, but at shopping centres, office parks, and even funky cafes. In places that move fast, BYD is already building the future. Now let's not count Tesla out. The company still holds the crown when it comes to supercharging networks, over-the-air, updates, and silky software integration. There's a reason Tesla fans have tattoos, not just bumper stickers. But BYD's affordability and scope offer a growing counterweight. Why drop $60,000 or more on a Model Y when a BYD hybrid can rocket you from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 3.9 seconds, faster than most sports cars, and still beat Tesla on range and practicality? Tesla will likely strike back, sharpening battery tech, slashing prices, and hustling out faster charging platforms. But catching up to a 1 megawatt future isn't just tough, it's a full sprint uphill. And if you think BYD is done flexing, think again. The fish pond is only just getting warmed up. Solid-state batteries with terrifyingly high energy density are next on their hit list. Smarter hybrids, AI-driven energy management systems that could turn your car into a power plant on wheels. Even Ford's CEO Jim Farley has been spotted daily driving a BYD to study how the competition is lapping legacy automakers. Some industry whispers suggest that within the next decade, made in USA, BYDs could start rolling off joint venture production lines under American-friendly badges. BYD's target, 10 million new energy vehicles a year globally. Futuristic? Sure, unlikely. Not even a little. For drivers, this brewing war spells good news in neon letters. Cheaper EVs, faster charging, and more choices. BYD already shreds Tesla's premium pricing. And soon, even budget buyers. Yes, the $30,000 and under crowd will have sleek, fast-charging EVs to call their own. Every automaker will be forced to respond, triggering an arms race in affordable electrics and in the charging stations needed to keep them moving. For the planet, the implications are even bigger. Lower prices and shorter recharge times mean a mass exodus from gas-powered cars. By 2030, EVs could easily snag more than 30% of global new car sales, slicing millions of tons of CO2 emissions out of the air each year. Every megawatt matters. Every faster charge, every cheaper car brings us closer to a cleaner, faster, freer way of moving. And for investors, follow the current. Battery tech, charger networks, energy management startups. These will be the new stock market darlings. Tesla can't coast on nostalgia or past glories. It must ruthlessly cut costs, expand its lineup, and unleash new tech if it hopes to keep its crown. This won't be a lonely road trip anymore. It's a relay race now, and BYD's sprinting out front. So the question lingers. Would you trust your next road trip to a 5-minute recharge? Will Tesla pivot and roar back, or cling to the throne as the road shifts underneath it? One thing's certain. The EV highway just hit superspeed, and the real race is only just beginning.